I chose Mr. Walton as my distinguished educator because I spend so much time with him. Like more time than I probably should as just a regular teacher, because he's my UIL sponsor and he goes to my church and we always talk about like what's going on. And I don't have a first period, so I go and I sit in his room during first period and wait until class starts for second period. And he lets me make coffee in his class, which is probably like the biggest bonus of all of senior year. I developed a coffee addiction and he's been helping me with it because he buys really good coffee. But like on a serious note, he cares a lot about what he's teaching in the classroom, and that's really helpful for something like physics because it's such a hard subject and it makes it something that I actually want to learn.
There are many amazing things about Brina. Obviously, she's very accomplished academically, being #1 in her class, and has done great things in volleyball as well, and has a great future in that. I got to see why she's so successful the last 2 years in my classroom. She has a laser-like focus to accomplish her goals, and she sets high goals for herself and has the discipline and time management skills to be able to reach those goals. So it's been fun to watch that. A couple of things maybe not everybody knows about Brina that I've grown to appreciate about her is her thoughtfulness and her generosity with her resources. She truly cares about people, wants them to be encouraged and feel special, and takes time in creative ways to do that as well. Also, Brina mentioned that we go to church together. It's really been neat this year to watch her take her faith to a new level and to grow in her faith, and I'm excited about that and an amazing future that she has.
Okay, so I picked Miss Lyles to be my distinguished educator because I've had her for 3 years in class for chemistry and like teaching and stuff, because she's the person that I taught with for my education program, and she's been such an awesome light to me in showing me like what it means to be a teacher and doing joyful work and just like taking care of business and just pushing me to really pursue my potential over actually just like, you know, like being like, oh, I could make a B without studying, so I'll just take that. Like she really wants me to push the limits of what I'm capable of doing and like, you know, go for the 5s on the AP test. And she's just taken care of me and my heart as a Christian, and just like grown me in so many ways and just advised me and like been such a great like mom figure to me. And so I'm just super thankful for her.
So like she said, I've had Mara for the past 3 years, and as a teacher that's like really special because we really get to know you, and I have seen you grow so much over the last couple of years and just change and just become this not that you weren't amazing, but this amazing young woman, and I'm so proud of the choices you're making and just the gift you are to all the people around you. I don't think you realize it, how special you are to me, and the kids in your grade and all the younger kids look up to you, and I don't think you know that, and you're just special, and we love you.
I picked Mr. Ramsey to be my distinguished educator because he's someone who's always lit up the room, and he helps all of the students that he has, and it's like he has so many students. Like he teaches, he counsels 2 grades and he juggles it all, and it's great. And he took me to see UT Tyler with a bunch of other kids, and we went to Brahms afterwards, and that really made an impact on me. And just he always helps me with college stuff, and I always feel like he's someone I can talk to about things that I can't figure out on my own.
She is always so much fun. She is always laughing. Every time I see her, she's laughing. I have a little different relationship with my students. I don't get to see them every day like some of the teachers do, but if I haven't seen her in a few days, she walks in my office and we both just start laughing. I think we have very similar personalities, and she is always so much fun. She is an awesome student. She is so intelligent. She is wise beyond her years. I think as teachers that we're supposed to be the wise ones sometimes, but we forget how much things that students can teach us, and so if we just listen, they teach us a lot. And so I'm so excited for her and for her future. I know that she's going to be a great student, and she's going to change the world one day.
Well, the reason I picked Miss Snow is because she's always been there for as really as long as I can remember, since 3rd grade. And she's been like a second mother to me almost, and she's always been there to talk about anything and always give biblical advice and knows how to approach things from a godly perspective.
The thing I would like describe Brady as, more than anything else, is exceptional. Not only is he academically just a brilliant young man, but he has a maturity and a common sense that very few young people have at this age. And he's got a grit and a determination to do things the right way and to get the job done. And I have always loved his mischievousness and his sense of humor. And he's like my own kid. He's grown up with my son Carter, and he's been a part of our family, and I love him like a son. But I am deeply honored to be chosen to do this with him and to have been a part of his journey. And I can't wait to see what God has in store for him. He's a godly young man, and just can't wait to see what he's going to become. Hey, perfect. Thank you. Love you, bud.
I chose Mac because, I don't know, I think we've gotten the opportunity to do like a whole bunch, you know, not just going to state and all of that, but like all the rehearsals and stuff like that. I mean, pretty much every aspect of my high school experience you've been a part of at this point, from like Interact to you've been helping out with interp stuff and obviously theater. And I just think that, you know, she's somebody that I know I can like come and talk to about anything.
She's honestly one of the most amazing students that I've ever taught. She's intelligent, she's articulate, she's compassionate, she's amazingly talented on the stage, which of course works for me, and she's just a lot of fun to be around.
My favorite teacher. She's not the best golf cart driver, but not the worst either.
You didn't die.
Yeah, and she's been such a great mentor. I can always come to her for anything that I need, and we've had so much fun just hanging out, getting to know each other.
Joy is just an incredible student and person all around. Her name Joy is the most perfect name for her because that's what she brings to everyone, and that's what she brings to everything she does. It doesn't matter how tough it is. She might get stressed, she might cry a little bit, but then she has what's called grit. She buckles down, she gets stuff done, and we have fun together. She's just, if I ever had a daughter and she turned out like Joy, I would be thrilled. And so anyway, I just appreciate her recognizing me, and I know she's gonna do great things in the future.
I picked Mr. Moore as my distinguished educator because I have been in band for 4 years, and I have always been in his band every year. Every year he's inspired me to not only play better, but be a better person in my playing and in my life. And I appreciate all that he's done for me over the years.
Well, Sam is one of the most exceptional students I've ever had the privilege to teach. Of course, obviously he is quite intelligent, but he excels musically as well. Sam was one of my best trombone players for 3 years of his career, and this time last year we went to him and told him we needed a tuba player. And Sam jumped in with both feet, and now he's first chair tuba in my band, made all region band, made area. So Sam's a talented, very talented musician and a smart young man. He's going to be successful with whatever he decides to do. So I'm very proud and honored to be chosen.
I chose Miss Morrow because I've been with her for all 4 years of high school, and there are times, multiple times, a lot of times, when there is laughter and love and friendship and Jesus talks. But there's also a lot of times where there's almost tears and sweat, where she pushes me, and I think that's like one of the greatest things, that she loves to make sure that her students like excel in life. So.
All right, first of all, let me tell you about Bailey. Bailey is a quiet, unassuming child. So she walks through the halls, she does her thing, she doesn't bother anybody. She doesn't jump out to be the center of attention. But she, to me, is highly noticeable because she's such a godly child. She's such a kind child. This year, one of her best friends and she both wanted something really, really badly, and they both went up for it at the same time, and she stepped down so that her friend would have a better chance to get it. And that's exactly the kind of character that Bailey has. When other students are over here and you're not quite sure if they're going to do stuff, you might need to counsel them a little bit. I don't have to do that with Bailey. Bailey is strong internally. She's not just smart in academics, she's smart in the terms of who she is. When you think of a strong, powerful woman, you think maybe bold personality. I do not. Okay, I think, well, sometimes, but I really don't. I think of Bailey because, yes, I do push Bailey because she's like, oh, that's a little hard to step out of. But really her strength is from within. She does things, she handles her life in a manner that is kind of like a grandma. You're kind of older than your age. She's older than her years. Anyway, I basically think she's a perfect child, and her parents have done a perfect job. And she should just get all of the awards that there ever were to get, because look at this face.
Thank you.
What I loved about Miss Snow's class was that she always presented us with challenges and pushed us to be better, not only our writing but with any goal that we set. And she showed me what it was like to be diligent and determined and perseverant and to not give up on any challenges that face us.
What I loved about Caitlin in the classroom is that anything that I asked her to do, she would do it. Plus her writing was absolutely fantastic. She would get to the depth of the development so quickly, and no matter how hard the challenge, she never gave up. She was never negative about it. She just kept pushing on, and this is while she did other things at school as well. Her attitude is just superior. Whatever college that she goes to, they are blessed to have her. I am so ridiculously proud of her.
Jarvin knows me better than most people, and definitely better than like any other teacher. And like just he kind of doesn't totally understand what's happening in my brain, because nobody can understand that. It's a mess. But he like knows my different moods and stuff and how to deal with them, and that, you know, he shouldn't yell at me if I want to go get water, because if I want to go get water, it's because I'm super dehydrated. I'm actually gonna die. And then like in like sophomore year, I told him I was insane, and he actually believed me, and adults never believe me. So that was pretty great. And just like, you're my friend more than my teacher.
There you go. Sarah is a phenomenal student. It's been really great having her in the theater department the last 4 years. Something that's really cool is when I was in high school, as a senior, she was in Seussical the Musical as a young kid, right? 3 or 4 years old. And then when she was in high school, her junior year, she got to serve as Cat in the Hat when we did the Seussical the Musical, which is like this really cool, even connection that Sarah and I get to have, that we performed in a show together. And then I was able to direct her here in high school. It's been really cool just to see her grow over the last 4 years, and her acting ability and her leadership, and in her jumping out there and getting out of her comfort zone so many times on stage and just backstage, and helping lead her fellow actors and the young kids as they're growing up and getting excited about theater and being involved at Lindell High School. One of my things that I really cherish and will cherish as Sarah's gone is she found that way to find anyone who is outside of the normal scheme of like, hey, this is something I'm comfortable with, and brought them in and made them feel a part of the theater department, and was able to get them involved and make them feel warm and welcome throughout her 4 years. And I'm really honored to be able to be her distinguished educator. It's really awesome.